For the past 5 months, Theatre Royal Plymouth have been working with Welsh National Opera to put together an armed forces choir made up of service personnel, veterans and family members.
We really wanted to collaborate with Theatre Royal Plymouth on a project around Peter Grimes, which is the opera that this initial project is all based around. We thought that there was an initial link between Cardiff and Plymouth around the idea of the water and the seaside. And obviously with military veterans, some of those people will have served at sea. So that was the initial kind of starting point for the project, because the opera has these amazing moments which are called sea interludes, which are orchestral pieces which kind of conjure up images of the sea.
Started off with a couple of taster evenings just to allay anybody's fears and get them, give them an idea of what we're going to be doing. And we've just started rehearsals now, so we're being, I think, suitably gentle. So we're not trying anything too hard straight away. But we're starting with the mechanics of singing, but also just trying to bring out the joy.
I did singing when I was younger. When I was 16, I was in like a show, and then I decided to do some singing lessons, but I only did it for a couple of years, and then I haven't sung since. My husband is serving in the Royal Navy. He's home now for the next couple of years, so I feel like I can get involved in more things that I can actually commit to. I feel like I've been thinking I haven't got hobbies for a really long time. Now my kids are 6 and 9, I feel like I've got a bit more time on my hands. It's just really good when you start singing. It just makes everybody happy, doesn't it?
We are both, I think, used to working with people who have various different levels of experience, levels of knowledge of how to sing. But that's part of what we're doing with this group. They're also learning to sing together, to learn to listen to each other's voices, to make a unified sound.
Everyone knows how to sing. Some people might know how to sing better than others. Some people might have more experience. And the choir isn't about how well you sing, it's about the fun that we're having together.
There's something quite comforting about being around other veterans. They're the most non-judgmental group of people because they've all had experiences of some sort, whether they're shared places that we've been, people that we know. It's almost like being, well, it is like being part of a massive family. We don't just sing, we have fun as well, and that's got to be a big part of it for me. Since the Falklands, it's always been about a total lack of self-worth. When I switched off from the world, I stopped socialising completely, and everything I did was on my own. And so I'm kind of reintegrating myself in with human beings again.
The armed forces community is massive in Plymouth. It's a really big part of the city's identity. So there's a natural need to bring some of those people together. And choirs are just so good for building confidence and camaraderie, and just for general well-being as well.
So the choir have just done a backstage tour with Katie Heath-Jones, who's one of our brilliant stage managers at Welsh National Opera. Katie's shown them all sorts of things, so she's talked to them a bit about her own family background, which is military, which is a lovely thing, and she's also shown them some props. She's shown them how prompt corner works, which is where the stage manager calls the show, and she's shown them how basically everything comes together on stage. So I really hope they've got an insight into just how massive a task it is to bring an opera together on stage. It's not just the performers on stage, it's everybody backstage as well.
Cardiff trip was really, really good fun, and it was amazing to see the Millennium Centre. I loved the backstage tour. I'm really nosy about backstage tours of shows. I really like to see how things work. I'm a critical care nurse, so tend to look after people on the intensive care unit, very critically ill patients. If I'm at home or in the home base, I work alongside my NHS colleagues in the hospitals, and if I'm deployed, I often go on ships like the Queen Elizabeth aircraft carrier or some of the RFA ships. I have a singing background. I actually studied musical theatre at college before I turned very left at the career fair and went into nursing instead. So I have a musical theatre background and quite a musical family in that there are singers on the Welsh side of my family. So I was involved in the West End musical choir up in London, and then when I moved back to Plymouth I needed to find a new project that I could be involved in. This was it, yeah.
Singing can have quite profound personal benefits for individuals and their well-being. Also, it can have amazing physical health benefits. I think that's an area that's starting to be explored. So for instance, in some of our recent work, we've seen that people have improved their breathing, and it also seems that singing actually seems to reduce pain.
It's been really good for me, especially as I've been recovering from long COVID, because I've had a lot of challenges with being able to find things which allow me to be able to use my brain but don't need too much physical involvement. I breathe more easily now, I'm able to sing properly again, which I haven't been for a long time. In April, I left the Navy after 23 and a half years of service. And I've been involved in the Arts-based programme through the Theatre Royal for quite a while, a bit over a year now. And it's kind of given me that sense of continuity. I joined the choir whilst I was still in the Navy, and then I've transitioned out of the Navy whilst we've been doing rehearsals, getting ready for Armed Forces Day.
So we got to do this front of house performance before the Peter Grimes performance by Welsh National Opera, and we picked the three songs we knew the best. They were all really nervous, but when it came to it, they made such a lovely noise, and then they got such great feedback. And this was from real opera audiences, and that was so great for them to hear, because they were like, oh, they actually know what they're talking about. These are music lovers and they think we sound good. So that was just a huge boost for them.
I've really enjoyed it actually. I was quite nervous before, but I'm really glad that we've done it now, and I feel like I enjoyed it. Once we got here and we're with the team, then the nerves kind of left. So, yeah.
I thought it went really, really well. I think everyone's enjoyed it as well. I'm not brilliant at remembering all the lyrics, and I know I got some of them wrong tonight. That's because I always get them wrong, but actually I'm proud, but I'm pleased that I've done it as well.
After the first couple of bars of the song, we just got into it, and I could hear the people on either side of me that are normally on either side of me, and we kind of got each other going, and I felt really good, really confident. I joined the Navy in '92 when females first went to sea as engineers, so that was a challenge. I very much enjoyed my job as an engineer, and I left at 22 years purely because I had a child that I wanted to be a mum to, but I was offered another 10 years, and if I hadn't been a mum I would definitely have taken it. It's very difficult coming out of the armed forces and being part of an entity and then being cut off essentially. So some of the armed forces groups are really very good at promoting each other, and I saw on one of the armed forces groups that there was a choir going. I very much enjoy singing in the car and in the shower, and I thought it might be an opportunity to get some training and to actually sing with other people, which has been amazing. The good thing about the armed forces choir is that we're all ex-military, and there's a shorthand, I think, for those of us that have served. We kind of understand each other, and we know that we're all really good people, so I've felt a little bit more comfortable with that.
They were buoyed up by that front of house performance, and then everyone just really focused up, and I think Simon and I felt like the rehearsals then, it was just exponentially improving every week. Doing the Drake Circus performance on the same week as Armed Forces Day was great because they got to try out all the pieces before having to go up onto the main stage, and it was a lot less intimidating, but we had a nice little crowd out on the street outside the shopping centre cheering them on, and friends and family there able to listen to it.
was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was the Willie of Tea. The winds flew up and the bow dipped down. Blow me, bully boys, blow.
Going on stage on Armed Forces Day was incredible. I couldn't be more proud of the choir if I were to try. That everybody got forward and went forward and did that, I think was an amazing achievement. You know, we really haven't been rehearsing together for so long, and performing on such a large stage in front of such a large and public crowd, I think is something that I think every single one of us should feel absolutely as proud as we possibly could be about, because we really achieved something incredible.
Seeing the choir perform on Armed Forces Day made me really emotional. They were absolutely brilliant, and seeing each and every one of them come into their own and really own that stage, it was just such an incredible achievement for each and every one.
It's been a tricky couple of years for me, and I think that the choir and singing with people has been amazing for my mental health, and I would absolutely advocate for people to do that. There were lots of things I didn't think I could do in the choir, that the very excellent tuition from Letty and Simon has given us the confidence to realise a bit more potential than I thought I had. So when there's been things like I won't make that note and Letty gives me some coaching, I do make the note, and that feels really good.
As an autistic veteran, it's not always easy going to the regular groups, because they're a little bit out of your control. Here you know what you're going to do, but I've built a really solid group of people who I have a connection with.
I just think it's so impressive what everyone has achieved, considering they only met and came together in March, that they had, most of them, not sung in choirs before. But I also just love the rapport that's built up with the group, how everyone has a good laugh together, everyone's very supportive of one another, and that's just lovely to see.
Just to see how the choir has formed and come together and how much it means to everyone. We don't want it to end. We want it to continue, and we want to see how far this choir can go, because they are amazing and they will continue to grow and develop.
I'm looking forward to going forwards and making music together and continuing those relationships and deepening them.